Hello, my name is Amina and I'm here from the New City Library. I'm here today to talk to you about how to make some homemade flowers out of a recycled plastic bottle. I would recommend this craft for children ages 9 and up. I'm going to show you now what you'll need to create this flower. First of all, you'll need some acrylic paint, scissors, a small paintbrush, a washable marker, some type of a bamboo skewer, or in this case this is a metal bar, even a stick or chopstick, because that will be the stem of your flower. Okay. If you don't have that, you could also try using a pencil as your stem. That would also be a good choice. And if you don't want to paint the flower, you could also use scraps of fabric and apply them onto the petal. So we'll talk more about that later. The final thing you will need, of course, is your plastic bottle. Now there's different types of plastics. This bottle is very squishy. This one is very rigid. You're not going to be able to use a rigid bottle very easily, so I recommend a softer type of plastic like this water bottle here. Okay? The only other thing I would suggest you might want to have is a couple kinds of tape. Those will come in handy. So, the first step of this project will be to cut out your water bottle from its base. And you'll see how the water bottle has its own lines built in. So that's an easy way to cut it away from the bottom. Now I would recommend that an adult help a child start to cut this, because you got to kind of pop the scissors into the plastic to get started. Then from there, as I said, you'll see that there's lines. If there's not a line, you can use the washable marker to make a line. And so you're just going to cut all the way around that line until you get to your beginning. Okay, now from here you can draw 4 lines to kind of divide this, or again, if your bottle has some lines, you can use them. This will just kind of help you make 4 equal sections, which are then going to be your petals. Okay, so you just want to cut from your bottom of your bottle up to where your cap is. So it's going to be kind of a quick cut. Just go as far as you can. And if you just want to kind of, again, make sure your sections are as equal as you can, that will help your finished product. Okay, I have one more cut and then we'll have our 4 equal sections. Okay, so once you have the 4 sections, I would then suggest you cut each section in half to make 8, which are then, of course, these are your petals, as I mentioned. So, cut those all in half again, and just keep a count and make sure you have your 8. Okay, so when you do, you want to then fold them back. So just kind of push them down to the cap, which should be in your hand. And this will bend your petals into a flower arrangement type. Okay, now you'll see your bottle will now look a lot more like a flower. If you notice my original example, the edges are rounded. So you can now take your scissors and just make like a little half circle or smiley face, whatever you want to call it, around each petal. Okay, so this will add a little character to your flower. Depending on how thick the plastic is, it may be a little easier or harder than what I'm doing, but it's not too hard. So once you've cut them all, it's going to look a lot like a flower. Now from here, I generally paint on the inside, so you can get your brush and your acrylic paint. If you wanted to go the route of the fabric, as I said, you could take the fabric and lay it onto the petal, and you have to trace, but you could make fabric covered flower petals that way too, if you prefer that over the paint. If you want to use the paint, just get your paint out, Remember that this is permanent paint, so you might want to wear something old. And you can just start painting your little flower. Again, I do it on the inside. And you want to give it a thick coat so that it actually really starts to look gold. This is a gold, so my flower is starting to look gold. So you want to go all the way around till you've gotten all your sides covered. Again, there's 8 sections. So once they're all covered, you're going to let this dry in a safe place. And once it is dry, there's a few things you can do with your final project. As I said, you can tape on a bamboo skewer or some type of a metal stick. And also you can stuff a little something in the petal center. I use a little bit of green paper to add an accent. So that is how you make this. If you have different colors of paint, I would say go ahead and make a few of these, and then you can put them on your kitchen table. They don't need to be watered, and they're not going to dry up. So this is a nice craft to make for something that will last for a long time. And it's a good way to recycle your empty bottles. Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.